Hollywood publicists have been working overtime to fight the rumor mill. There are multiple megastars linked to explosive sexual allegations. First up is Diddy. His former girlfriend Cassie has filed a $30 million lawsuit against him, alleging he gave her drugs, beat her, and forced her to have sex with male prostitutes. She also says Diddy raped her, attempting to end their relationship back in 2018. Diddy's attorney denies the allegations, calling it blackmail. Meanwhile, Jada Pinkett Smith is promising a lawsuit against Will Smith's former assistant. This comes after the assistant claimed he once walked in on Will Smith and actor Dwayne Martin having sex. The other issue new this week is audio of Keke Palmer's mother, Sharon, calling Usher gay. She has since said she made that little tidbit up. Joining me to talk about it now, publicist Bridget Holden and attorney Charles Adams. Charles, hearing all those allegations, my God in heaven.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. I think obviously the most concerning is the allegations against Sean Combs. There was a reprieve from the statute of limitations in the state of New York that allows people to sue for historic sexual assault injuries, and it's about to expire, and that's why this suit was filed. Sean's people have said she tried to blackmail us with a threat of a tell-all book first. We refused, that this is all false. But they are incredibly horrifying. And I disagree with the concept of believe all women. Women lie just like men. But every victim of a sexual assault deserves an investigation, right? Now, beginning with
the question for me, Charles, is why not go to the police first?
Beginning with a civil suit is very, very different, especially asking for $30 million than it is going to law enforcement to get a response. But celebrity does weigh heavy with police, and Sean has a lot of power in New York. I'm interested to see the discovery process, because if he can establish that she's lying, then she would have some real liability for defamation. Although he is a public figure, so they have to show actual malice. This is actual malice. Clearly she's trying to harm his character if it's not true. If it is true, it's a whole different thing. It could be the end of his career.
And of course, for those who may question going to the police first, a lot of people went to the police for Harvey Weinstein. Right. And nothing happened. No, until years later.
There's a power dynamic, and we've seen an incredible shift in that, however, where victims were often discounted for their outcry. And it's horrible, because the statistics show, and I will tell you, I've had 2 clients this year falsely accused of sexual assault that I exonerated, absolutely innocent. But the overwhelming majority of outcries, 96% or so, are valid. And the police bring charges in a very small fraction.
And Bridget, as a public relations specialist, once that lawsuit is filed, the allegations are made, then the damage is already done.
It is, because you're in a court of public opinion. So then the public decides before anything else is done if he's guilty or not, especially if rumors have been going around before then. So now that she's making these allegations, as Charles stated, the woman, you know, because of the Me Too movement, things have shifted. And so now we have a tendency to believe or side with the woman first in public opinion. So yes, his credibility in the public is damaged.
And of course, Charles, let's go to the Will Smith, Dwayne Martin allegations there. Your thoughts on that, with this guy coming forward, being a former assistant to Will Smith?
We don't know what sort of axe he has to grind. Obviously, Will and Jada have been in the news. And a lot of them being in the news is because she put them in the news. But in the past, an allegation of homosexuality would be considered defamation per se, right? Because it was considered sexual deviance. Obviously, we have evolved as a society to recognize homosexuality as a normal state of being for people. So while it won't be negligence per se, if Will can establish that it's false, he's going to be able to establish harm. But the real problem with that is you can't get blood from a stone. Right. Obviously, Will Smith has a bunch of money, but some former employee with no money to lose has no incentive. Now, there are some states that actually have a criminal defamation charge, but it's never prosecuted and never filed. So someone that doesn't have a financial wherewithal can say whatever they want, because they're not, well, like Alex Jones. He's paying a bunch of money. He had the money for those poor families that he targeted to go after. But this guy probably doesn't have anything. There's probably nothing Will Smith can do. And when you file suit, you open yourself up to the discovery process. And Will and Jada do. That might not be, he might not have gotten bottomed out by Dwayne, but he's got a lot of skeletons in his closet.
All right, Bridget, when it comes to the PR of this particular case, Will Smith, he's been dogged by these rumors for decades.
For decades. So it's not anything that's new. But I did some research, and this gentleman that they're speaking of was upset about a book that didn't quite go through. So if he's doing it out of malice, you know, with intent, then it's going to make him look bad. But then again, people are looking at Will Smith like, okay, here we go again. They're in the news. So is it because he really, you know, was that he got caught, or is it because he feels like he's been jaded or something?
And even if you follow up and find out this guy totally lied,
right?
The public's already run with that,
we're tired,
and a lot of people want to believe that.
They do, but we're also tired of Will and Jada. It's like, move on. Let's talk about something else, because these rumors, like you said, have been going on for decades.
Right.
So if you are, you are.
And last case, Charles, Usher. Leave Usher alone. Usher didn't do anybody anything.
Look, I know Usher. We've done the gumball ride together. He is one of the nicest super celebrities you would ever meet. Just an incredibly kind guy. He's way too good looking, just makes you feel even uglier when you're around him. But, you know, from what I know about him, and I have been in a DJ booth in Milan with him, the old white guy had no business being there. He doesn't seem as if he's gay, but it doesn't matter. In 2023, it's not a slur, it's not an attack. And I do believe that Kiki's mother was simply, I don't think she had any malice in her heart. I think he'd have a hard time bringing suit. It sounds like a mom was trying to protect a daughter from an evil, jealous boyfriend. And can we blame her?
Absolutely. Bridget, your thoughts on this last 20 seconds?
Well, I agree with Charles, but I do feel like they should go after him because he did illegally record her. And so he's trying to make her look bad.
Got it. Thank you guys for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored.